One of the keys is when you transition from residential multifamily into commercial is when you hit 5 units. So up to 4 units, a multifamily property is still considered residential and is treated as such. So you're going to finance it the same way. It's going to be valued the same way. But when you transition into 5 units or more, now it's considered a commercial property. It's no longer considered residential. One of the key things and one of the biggest differences that gives multifamily an advantage is that when it's transitioned into commercial and is considered a commercial property, the way it's valued is completely different. So when you're looking at residential properties, as many people know, they're valued based on the comps, so comparable properties. So they're going to look at what does your property look like, what is the square footage, what is the age, bed and bath count. I'm going to talk about even like what school district, what's the finish, how nice does it look. They're going to look at all those factors, find other properties in maybe a 1 to 3 mile radius that have similar characteristics, and you're going to say, what did those properties sell for in the last 6 months or so? And they're going to use that to come up with a value for your property. And commercial, because multifamily property is treated as a business, is valued based on the income. So the more income that the property generates, the net operating income, then the higher the value. And there's a standard equation. I'm not going to get into depth in this video, but value equals NOI over cap rate. So your NOI is your net operating income, which is essentially your revenue minus your operating expenses. Your cap rate is essentially like a multiplier that's indicative of market risk. Lower cap rate markets are going to be seen as more desirable, and you're going to pay a higher premium in those markets as opposed to higher cap rate markets. So you can see is the value is going to increase with the NOI going up or with the cap rate going down. So because the property is valued that way, you're not necessarily tied to the other properties in the market and what they're sold for. You have the ability to come up with a business plan that's going to increase the net operating income and therefore increase the value of the property, which allows you to be very strategic when it comes to multifamily and commercial real estate in general. Very key in how you look at it.